Get ready for the Leader Chat Room with Paul Kramer, featuring Lifestyle Elite Global Marketing Directors.
Good morning, Lifestylers. Paul Kramer coming to you live from the Leader Chat Room at Lifestyle's home office in rainy and cold Toronto, Canada this morning. But our guest is going to warm us up. She's going to bring some sunshine to the Leader Chat Room this morning. So let me introduce her to you today. Very excited about having this guest on. She joined Lifestyles in July of 2014. She was promoted to International Marketing Director February of 2020 and promoted to Global Marketing Director in October of 2023. She is our 2020 winner of the Highest Group Growth Award and the 2023 runner-up for Persistence and Perseverance Award. Let's welcome into the Leader Chat Room from Lapu-Lapu City in Cebu, GMD Eleanor Abing. Good morning, GMD.
Good morning, Sir Paul.
Good morning, Eleanor. How are you feeling today?
I feel a little bit nervous, Sir Paul, but feel so excited to be one of your guests this morning.
Well,
it's a great privilege.
Well, it's great to have you. I want to thank you very much for joining us today. You've got a really inspiring story. Looking forward to sharing it with everybody. So are you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so let's go right back to when you were a little kid. You were the second child of 6 siblings. You were born and raised in Lapu-Lapu City. Your father worked as a wood carver and your mom was a housewife, right? Now, they also had a small sari-sari store. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your childhood when you were young?
Okay, Sir Paul. Growing up, our family lived a very simple life. As you said, my father was a carver, and my father really was an elementary undergrad, and he works in a carving company here in MEPS. And my mother also was a high school undergrad. No, she was just a plain housewife. Back then, Sir Paul, my parents trained me to be a responsible child by letting me do some household chores like washing the clothes, washing the dishes, ironing the clothes, and most of the time, I was obliged to look after my younger siblings every time they are not around and they are busy. And that's the reason why they trained me to be a responsible and obedient child growing up, Sir Paul.
Right, right. And, you know, when you were in grade 3, we have a picture here of you when you were very young in school. Now, this is interesting, and I want you to talk about this, but you had a foreigner, when you were in grade 3, you had a foreigner that chose you to be a beneficiary of a sponsored education. And I want you to tell people about how that happened, and also when you were this age, you had a lot of problems with your vision, right? And that affected your schooling, and most importantly, it affected your self-confidence, your self-esteem, right? So tell everybody about that point.
Yeah, Sir Paul, growing up, actually, I did not really feel I was pretty because I wear very thick eyeglasses and I was very thin back then and a little bit dark. And as I've remembered, my uncle would joke around every time he sees me. What happened to you? You look so old. You look like not a teenager. For me, that was a big contribution of my low self-esteem back then. And about the picture, Sir Paul, yes, that's true, Sir Paul. A kind-hearted American national went to the Philippines, and he was a friend of my mother's cousin. And he is looking for somebody to be sponsored to school. And I was one of the privileged child by that time as a recipient of that educational program. And he sponsored our school uniforms, our school supplies, and so our school tuition fees. But sponsorship, Sir Paul, lasted only for until high school. So, and I am so very blessed by that time because out of the 6 siblings, I was the only one who graduated high school in a private school.
Wow, wow.
So that's a great privilege for me, Sir Paul.
Well, it's amazing that you were very fortunate to have that happen to you, and we're going to talk later on about how you paid that back, right? But we'll get to that. We're going to get to that part. We've got another picture here. This is of you in when you were in high school. I love this picture. This is a good one. This is a very, very cute picture. Okay, so what did he tell you in high school regarding your sponsorship? What message were you given that affected your college, your ability to go to college? What did your sponsor tell you?
Unfortunately, Sir Paul, he said he no longer pursue our college scholarship because he has to look another kids to be sponsored from elementary to high school. But in spite of what he said, Sir Paul, I really personally talked to him, asking or somewhat begging him to continue my scholarship to college. But he said no, to be fair for the three of us. So it's okay for me. I don't have any choice.
Yeah, no, you didn't have a choice. So you weren't able to go to college, but it didn't affect your desire to get to find work, right? So you decided, okay, I'm not going to college, but I'm going to go out and get a job. And you ended up, and I want you to talk about this whole situation and what your experiences were with the MEPZ. I'm not quite sure what that stands for, but I know it was written down, but you ended up working there, and we have a picture here where you ended up actually in Japan being trained, right? So tell us about this, where you worked and how you ended up in Japan.
Actually, Sir Paul, after high school graduation, as I said lately, that the sponsorship lasted only for high school, and I really wanted to proceed to college by then. But after saying no, I was so deeply broken hearted by that time, Sir Paul, because I felt lost to have a chance for a better life. Parang wala nang chance, no? So for a brighter future. But instead of asking my parents, Sir Paul, to send me to college, I decided not to, because my parents were already frustrated with my older brother, and they are doing their best actually to send my older brother to college, but they found out that he was not really actually going to school. So it add up my frustration, Sir Paul, for I see the pain of my father's frustration by that time. So I felt I lost hope again going to college. So I decided, instead of asking my parents to go to school, I decided to look for a job. And that picture that shows you lately, that's my second company, Sir Paul. And on my first company, Sir Paul, I was luckily hired in MEPS, that's Mactan Export Processing Zone.
Yes, yes.
And I was happy and very much privileged by then to be hired. But unfortunately, Sir Paul, I stayed only for my first company for only 6 months. And I was not able to be promoted to regularization. And again, I lost hope, and I felt again of having a losing again of having a brighter future. But then, good thing, Sir Paul, my friend, she encouraged that instead of staying at home, we might as well go around to find a job. So I sent a resume to different companies, beach resorts, and end up to send also some of the department stores. But fortunately, Sir Paul, I was again hired, and that picture that you showed up, that was my second company. And I was stayed there for 16 long years. And I should say that picture, it was taken in my first training in Japan. So I was privileged. I was also sent 3 times for a training in Japan. But in spite of all those trainings, Sir Paul, I don't have really a privilege or a chance to have a career growth in that company. But I am very much grateful to that company, Sir Paul, because it helps a lot to my family. And in fact, I was able to support my 2 siblings to college until they graduated college.
Wow.
Because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. Good for you. Good for you. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you, Lord.
Now, I want you to tell us a little bit about how you met your husband, Palaran, right? Because
Yes.
he's quite a character. We're going to get to him in a second. And how did you first meet him? And then tell us about a little bit about your 3 kids that you guys have together.
Okay, Sir Paul.
We got a picture
Actually,
here,
Sir
yeah.
Paul.
We do have a good picture here of you and him when you were young. Thank you. That's a great look at how
I love
beautiful.
the pretty in that
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I love so pretty in that upper picture, Sir Paul. So, wearing a very thick eyeglasses then.
No. That's
Actually,
okay. That's
Paul.
okay.
Yeah, actually, Sir Paul, Palaran and I, we are classmates in elementary, Sir Paul. Palaran revealed during our first year high school that he has a crush on me starting grade 3.
Yes.
So mahaba ang hair. Mahaba ang hair ko by that time, Sir Paul. But when I found out really, Sir Paul, I didn't really believe in it because Palaran, Sir Paul, is our class valedictorian.
Oh.
He was very intelligent, and I was just an ordinary kid by that time. No, so as I said earlier, I'm not pretty. I have low self-esteem. But I asked myself after I found out, it's me. I cannot believe it. No, so but Palaran, Sir Paul, is so consistent. He even keep on sending cards, Valentine's cards, Christmas cards,
Wow.
and it's like cards in all occasion. And I even did not acknowledge in the first place from the start, Sir Paul, because he did not even put his full name. He only put an initial of his first name, that is Pal, P-E-L. So I have come to a joke. Who is this Pal? Is this Philippine Airlines?
Yes.
So yes.
Well,
So that's our love story, Sir Paul, and he even keep arranging. So this is how he is very much consistent. He keep on arranging an elementary reunion, Sir Paul, just to see me, the beautiful Eleanor. But he even didn't get the chance to court or to admit his feelings towards me. And then eventually, during our town fiesta, Sir Paul, we met again, no? And together with our elementary friends, they are planning to walk with me home together with Palaran. But we don't know their plans, Sir Paul. They have a plans that they will leave us halfway there.
Yes.
Yes. No. So I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" But we don't have the choice but to continue walk through home, Sir Paul. And we're so blessed by then because the 2 angels that God has sent us, Sir Paul, that was the first or the beginning of our communication. And then communication continues, Sir Paul, until he admits his feelings towards me. And praise God, after 3 months, Sir Paul, I said a big yes.
Well,
Yes, Sir Paul, and we had 7 years of courtship, and then we get married last June of 2004, and we are blessed with 3 beautiful children. And what's great in our marriage also, Sir Paul, we are very much active in our spiritual life, serving the Couples for Christ community, Sir Paul.
Yes. Well, I'm going to, when I come to the Philippines, I'm going to give Palaran the Persistence and Perseverance Award for romance, okay? So sounds like we're going to come up with a new award, folks. So this sounds like a good one. I'll give that to him in Cebu, okay? So you tell him to get ready for that. Okay, so you have 3 great kids. We're going to talk about that a bit later too. Now, meanwhile, while you're you're getting married, you're starting your family, you're also working. You worked for 16 years at the same company, right? But you were not satisfied, right? Money was very, very tight. Bills started to pile up, as it will when you start a family. You have lots of expenses. We have a picture here of a small store that you ended up starting, Seri Seri store, as you would say. Eleanor, tell us about running this type of business, this traditional business with bills piling up and stress and all of the things that that happen, and it affected Polarin's health, right? So I want you to tell us a little bit about what happened to him at this point in your life.
Okay, actually, Sir Paul, before I resigned, the traditional business is already there. The reason that I stopped my job is because we are tapped into delivery, Sir Paul, in one of my husband's cooperative. And when I was in my work, I cannot monitor the delivery, Sir Paul. So that delivery, Sir Paul, was I want to tackle it because I was so blessed by the time. On that delivery, Sir Paul, it really entails or needs a large amount of money because it's a 21 days term. But we don't have that much, Sir Paul. But I just keep on sharing to my circle of friends, and here comes my BFF in the name of My Berdine. I open up her about our concerns of our distribution, and we don't have that enough money. So she asked me to talk to her husband. Maybe her husband will allow me to borrow money. And after saying that, after sharing that to her husband, you know what, Sir Paul, I was very blessed by then because her husband, my BFS husband, allowed me to borrow 1 million peso cash.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes, Sir Paul, that was really a great privilege for us couples, and I was so overwhelmed, and we continue our delivery, Sir Paul. And then it's not really me the one who monitor my store from the start, because we have a good friend when we were Singles for Christ, and we want to help them to augment also their income, Sir Paul. And we decided that in spite of me watch over our stores, my husband decided to allow our friend to oversee our store and give them an allowance, a salary, Sir Paul. And for almost 2 years, Sir Paul, our store was almost going down, almost no more stock, Sir Paul, and that's the reason why we end up to lots of debts. Now we keep on loans, applying loans just to put some stocks on our store. But after then, God really makes His own way, Sir Paul, if we will not say anything bad to our fellow men. So the reason that it happened, Sir Paul, that that person, that friend, decided to stop overseeing our store, and that's the time that I was the only one to oversee then, because I already had resigned already. But when I am the one who stayed in my store, Sir Paul, it was I feel so down. I said, for me that time resigning was a bad decision for me, because as you said, loans are filed up, and at the same time, my husband by that time was building his dream house and filed up all the loans, Sir Paul, and it was very hard from the start. We know for a fact that having a traditional business, Sir Paul, from the start is very hard.
Yes.
But it started loans over here and over there, and because also, Sir Paul, my husband was really very generous person, Sir Paul, because maybe because of his experiences when he was also a kid, and in spite of we don't have, Sir Paul, he if somebody asking for help, he keep on looking for an opportunity or a chance to give them. So we keep on arguing because his salary is not enough to sustain the needs of our growing family. But sorry, Sir Paul, but I just prayed to God that I cannot change the attitude of my husband, because it was his good attitude. I only prayed hard, Sir Paul, that Lord, please give me an opportunity that could augment our income.
Right.
But by that time, Sir Paul, my husband's severe migraine was was worsened together with his sinusitis and allergic rhinitis. And by that time, I heartily prayed to God that, Lord, because by that time he was the only person giving us an amount of money to sustain our family. So I prayed hard to God that, Lord, please give me an alternative medicine that could address my husband's physical condition, and at the same time give me an opportunity, Lord, that could augment our income. For it is not bad to give, but what we can share if we do not have. So I praise God. No? So it all started, but if you keep on praying to God, God really answers our prayers, Sir Paul.
Well, your prayers were answered. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, the story gets better because this is where you're introduced to Intra, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Folks, we've learned quite a bit about Eleanor so far, but we are going to learn more about this GMD. So the best way to do that, as we all know, is to play Fast Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Fast Talk. It's time for Fast Talk with PK.
All right, we're here with GMD Eleanor. Eleanor, you know how to play this game, right? You're going to pick a number between 1 and 9. A question's going to come up. I need you to answer it as quick as you can, right off the top of your head. Okay, let's get going. Give me a number.
Number 1, Sir Paul.
All right, number 1. Great way to start. All right, if you were given the chance to go to college, what course would you have taken?
From this moment, Sir Paul, I wanted to be to pursue abogado. Magiging abogado, being a lawyer.
Ah, a lawyer.
To be a lawyer. But before that, Sir Paul, I wanted to become an accountant. But as life goes through, I wanted to become a lawyer because I want to stand for the right and fight for the truth, and that's me.
Oh boy, good for you. Good for you. Very, very, very good answer. Very good answer. All right, give me another number, GMD.
I want number 3, Sir Paul.
Okay, number 3. Here we go. All right, who is more handsome, Coco Martin or Polarin? Be careful how you. Be careful. Be careful. Who's more handsome?
Of course, Sir Paul. The more handsome is Coco Martin.
Yeah.
But
okay, per Polarin.
I choose Polarin Abing because Polarin Abing knows me and Coco Martin didn't know me anyway. Okay. So and I love my husband and I choose him.
Okay, well that's good. I'm sure he's very thankful for that. He's breathing a sigh of relief as we speak. But don't worry, Polarin, you're doing good, man. You're doing good. Okay, so let me see. Give me one more number.
Last number, Sir Paul, is number 7.
Okay, number 7, lucky 7. Okay, here we go. Why do lifestylers call you Nane Eleanor? Is that how you say that?
Nanay Eleanor, Sir Paul.
Yes?
Yes.
Why do they say that?
I really don't know, Sir Paul. It's maybe because my leadership is so unique. Because I have a motherly leadership. I treat all of my downlines as my children.
Right.
And even though they are my cross lines, I also treat them well. For I know that we are all brothers and sisters in Christ, and we are worthy to be treated well, Sir Paul. So I thank that for even GMD Leah called me Nanay, and it's so overwhelming, Sir Paul.
Well, it's great, and I love what you said about treating cross lines, well, and I think that's very, very important. That shows the kind of person you are, and that's great. We need a lot of that for sure, right? Okay, GMD, thank you so much for playing Fast Talk.
Thank you.
Okay, we're back with GMD Eleanor. All right, so Polarin was, suffering from health challenges, right? You were at this point in time introduced to Intra. You saw many, many positive benefits of the product. Your conviction grew, but you didn't want to go to a meeting right away. And eventually you did go to a meeting. I want you to tell me what happened at the meeting, what you thought of lifestyles when you went to the meeting, And why did you finally decide to buy your package and get started?
Yes, Sir Paul. Actually, Sir Paul, Intra was introduced to my husband by National Marketing Director Cesaria Yap,
Mm.
and she was my husband's college professor by then. So Mami Yap actually offered the product to Palaran to help address her health condition, Sir Paul, because my husband, as I said, has several health issues. So, but you know what, Sir Paul? For 8 long years, Mami Cesaria consistently invited us for a presentation. But out of respect, by that time, Sir Paul, my husband just tried 2 bottles of Intra. And then, because of her persistency, Sir Paul, unlike other stories about Intra, while my husband taking the product, Sir Paul, it was not consistent, it was not religiously,
Mm.
so we didn't really see great benefits from the start. But I'm so honored for Mami Yap for consistently inviting us until one day we are out of alibis already, Sir Paul, and we decided to end up the invitation by attending those one, and that was on I was we was attended on March of 2014 at the Marriott Hotel. And I've the reason why I said always no, Sir Paul, because I have bad understanding about network marketing company already. So it's because we've been there and nothing happened, Sir Paul. We have lots of experiences. And the reason why Mami Yap consistently invited us for us to have a better understanding with regards to product and the opportunity itself. So we came to the presentation, and I thought that that was the end of the story of
Yes.
her invitation, but that was really the beginning, because after hearing the presentation we were very much inspired, and I was very much inspired to religiously and continuously take the product for my husband to relieve his physical condition.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
but you know, Sir Paul, I said yes to the product, but I said no to the opportunity, because, as I said lately, that we are piled up with lots of loans. We don't have money to start up, Sir Paul. But you know what, Sir Paul? And when God is calling you for a mission, you cannot refuse, because we joined, or we attended a presentation on March, but on April, by the next month, Sir Paul, we have a friend. My office mate invited me to visit their house just to have a fellowship together with his husband. And when we reached there, Sir Paul, that's the time we see that was long time ago that I didn't see her. I was so I feel pity with her, because he was so weak. She
Mm.
was so weak by that time, because she suffers lupus and end up damages her kidney, Sir Paul, and end up for a 3 times a week dialysis. So after saying that, Sir Paul, because we heard already the great product benefits of lifestyles. So when we went home, me and my husband had a conversation that why not we will allow her to try the product even intra alone. So I said yes, maybe it can help her. But actually, Sir Paul, I said to my husband, "Oh my God, I don't have money here. I only have 50 pesos in my wallet. How could I buy a bottle of Intra for her?" So my husband said, "Could you allow me to take another loan, for a cooperative loan for a 5,000 pesos,
Mm. Mm.
just to avail 3 bottles of Intra for her, Sir Paul?" So I said yes. And then we allow her to massively take the product, Sir Paul. In fact, a half glass of Intra 3 times a day. And 2 weeks after, Sir Paul, she called me that he do not have Intra anymore. And then I asked her, what did Intra do to you? Because by that time, Sir Paul, my husband and my friend only drink the product. Me, I didn't yet drink the product by the time.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I asked her, what did the product introduce to you? She said, here, he can sleep, she can sleep well, and her bowel movement improve, and in fact, he can go to church already.
Mm.
So that gives us a big problem, Sir Paul. How can we allow her to continue drink the product, that the 5,000 cooperative loan wasn't started the deduction yet? So so my husband said, "Honey, can we buy the package because Express has 3 free entry, right?" So I said to him, "Yes, but I don't have the money." So my husband said, "I have here a credit card, a last credit card. Can we use this to buy the Express?" And
Wow.
I said
Right.
a big yes, Sir Paul, because of the 3 products free that we will continually give to our friend and for her continuous drinking the product. And that's
Yeah.
beginning of our lifestyle journey, Sir Paul.
Well, it's amazing. It's amazing you would start this, and how far you've come using your last credit card to buy product, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's fantastic. You took a big chance there. I've got a great picture of you and your mentor GMD Eva here. This is such a great picture. Tell us how important GMD Eva is to you and how she kept you going when times were tough.
Actually, Sir Paul, even though in spite of all the wonderful stories I have received in our amazing product, Sir Paul, it was still very hard for me from the start to push through the business, Sir Paul, because there are lots of rejections, and even my family, Sir Paul, didn't believe of what I am doing. So they keep on putting me down. "Ah, it's not. So what are you doing?" So until I was so blessed with GM De Eva, Sir Paul, because when I started, she kept on calling me for a counseling. And every counseling, Sir Paul, he kept on asking, "How are you?" So I
Hmm.
keep saying, I keep on crying in front of her, and I keep on saying, "I can't do this. I don't know how to grow it, to grow this business. I am poor. I don't have," because for me, by the time, Sir Paul, Intra is only for the rich people. So I said, "I don't have a rich friend. My friends are all ordinary. They can't afford to buy the product. And for me, I can't really do it." So until such, every month she always called us for a counseling, and every time counseling, Sir Paul, she always put ready a tissue in front of us, and she said, "Oh, Eleanor, I already prepare a tissue for you." Until such one counseling, Sir Paul, that I really cried a lot in front of her, and I said, "I can't really do it. I don't know how to do it." So GMD Eva asked me, "Why you see so?" "It's because you are a high school graduate." And Eleanor, would it be inspiring for a high school graduate to become extraordinary in doing this lifestyle business?
Hmm.
It would be inspiring. I know there are lots of people like you that cannot afford to go to college. Can you don't like that to be an instrument for them to grow in spite of they don't have any college degree? So that really struck my heart, Sir
Yeah.
Paul, and
Yeah.
it really motivated me to, if they can do it, I can do it.
Well,
So
it's true. It's great. It's great advice from GMD Eva for sure, right? And of course, you took it to heart. You took the advice to heart. You started climbing the ladder of success. You were promoted to IMD in 2020. Of course, then the pandemic hit, and what happened? Well, your business went up, right? And
yeah,
everybody in your group started growing, and there were so many promotions. You won the highest group growth in 2021. And then you became GMD. We have a picture here of you for your GMD and not that long ago, just last year in October. So, what did it feel like, GMD? What did it feel like when you accomplished this and you reached the top of the mountain?
I was so privileged, honored, and I was so blessed by that time, Sir Paul, because when I started, every time I look at the ladder of success, I said to God, "Lord, for me, it's very hard to climb up that ladder of success, but I know you are the one who called me to be with lifestyles. So can I ask you a little favor, Lord? Please do not allow me to take long of climbing that ladder of success as soon as my parents still alive, because they are my
Mm.
big why.
Yes.
So after that promotion of being a global marketing director, I thank God very much for holding me, for keeping me until I reached the top, Sir Paul. And I was so honored and blessed for all the people that he provided me in my organization. It's not me who promoted myself, but it's my downline who really
Yes.
promoted me to become a GMD, Sir Paul.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's true. That's a great way to look at it. And you know, you're living the GMD lifestyle, but before we get into that, there's two things I want people to know about you. Number one, your big why is your family and your parents. So your children and your parents. So your entire family, of course, is your big why. And also GMD, and this is the amazing thing when I read this in your story, is that you now sponsor 3 students, right? So you're giving back. You've gone completely full circle, and you're now sponsoring these 3. And I think that's amazing. I want everybody to know that about you. It's a tremendous judge of your character, the type of person that you are. I know your personal development has gone through the roof compared to how you used to think about yourself. And those things are all super important. Those are amazing, amazing accomplishments, right? And of course, you have all the financial accomplishments. So we're going to show people some pictures here about the things that you've achieved. Tell everybody, you know, how does it feel to be able to support your family, travel internationally, travel locally, have investments? How does it make you feel when you look at these pictures?
Every time I look back, Sir Paul, when I started and watching these achievements in my life, Sir Paul, I was really feel so humbled enough to thank God for all the blessings He provided me. That in spite of who I am, I was blessed as much by God, and the only thing that I wanted, Sir Paul, is we are a poor family, and we raised up in a poor family, and in both sides of my parents, and but I only wanted, Sir Paul, before my parents leave in this world, I just wanted to provide them just a little happiness, or just a little allowance um, for them to have memories, beautiful memories while in their living years here on earth, Sir Paul. But I am so blessed also and honored to have with my husband that in fact
Mm-hmm.
he arranged an international travel for the entire family together with our parents, Sir Paul, and that was
Wow.
2018, Hong Kong,
Yeah.
Macau,
Mm-hmm.
together with my husband's parents and my parents, together with our 3 children.
Wow.
And it gives me a big happiness in my heart, Sir Paul, that in spite a high school graduate, I was able to send my parents to international travel. And then I was so overwhelmed, Sir Paul, and then I decided, can we go back again in the next year for another international trip? And then my husband already arranged again for another trip last 2019. We went to South Korea, Sir Paul, together also with our parents and our 3 children. And I, they were so amazed in when they were in South Korea, Sir Paul, because during our first trip, Sir Paul, we didn't hire an agency. So we just went there together with our friends. So they feel tired. And in fact, my father-in-law says, "Oh, it's so hard to become a tourist. So I will resign. I will resign of being a tourist because it's not easy traveling." So I said to him, "I'm so sorry, Tatay. The next time we travel, we will hire already an agency to arrange
Mm-hmm.
our trip." And then I urge he don't want to go again on the second year trip, Sir Paul, because he felt tired on the first trip. And I said, "This is different, Tatay. This is different. Just simply go with us. I can assure you that it's different." So he was very overwhelmed and so happy. And he said, "This is the kind of trip that I want."
Mm.
No, so it's really feel good from the heart, Sir Paul, that they appreciated all the things that we did for them
Right.
in a very little way, Sir Paul.
Yeah,
And
no, it's amazing to be able to do that, and you've come such a long way from using that last credit card, right, to becoming a GMD, and it's persistence, it's perseverance, it's never quitting. GMD, what advice would you give somebody who's thinking about joining Lifestyles today, but they're not sure, right? They were like you, not sure about the business, maybe not sure about the product. What advice would you give that person?
to all the people who are watching right now and very hesitant to join us in this wonderful lifestyles journey, just take a look at me. I am just an ordinary employee, a high school graduate, but um, I was able to direct here by God to this great opportunity. And you know what? I know you are praying so hard for your better health, for your financial status. Just give, just take a leap of faith. Just trust the process. Be with us in this lifestyles journey because for me, it's really a God-given opportunity. And you know what? We are all God's children and we are worthy to become abundant. And if you will make your life abundant, it really gives justice and for God's love and provisions that He did to us. So join us. You are in the right product. You are in the right people. And we can assure you if you would just give your best in doing this lifestyle business, we can assure you you are not just dreaming here, but you are living your dreams. I am not yet come to that point, but I always look up to all our leaders here who've gone through 25 long years. They have a wonderful life and they can share many people, they can help a lot of people because they have everything they want. So if you want for a change in your life, join us and let's help people live better every day and let's change the world by changing our lives. Say yes to this opportunity. Go, go, go.
That's good. That's good advice. That's good advice. GMD Eleanor, thank you so much for joining me today from Cebu. Really, really appreciate it. Great to hear your voice. Great to talk to you. I'm sure your message is going to inspire many. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next month in the Philippines.
Yes, Sir Paul. Thank you, and God bless you, Sir Paul.
Thank you, GMD. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there she is, folks. GMD Eleanor from Cebu. Great advice for everybody. You're in the right company. You're in the right with the right products, etc., etc. Join us. Take a leap of faith. Believe in what you're doing. We're here to help you. If you're thinking of joining Lifestyles, there's no better time than today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Join us today. We've got everything you need to help you succeed. So thanks to GMD Eleanor. If you're interested in looking at any of the previous leader chat rooms, they're all on our YouTube channel. So you can go there and catch every single one of them. Thank you everybody for joining us today. Until next time, Paul Kramer from the Leader Chat Room in Toronto, Canada. Thank you and good morning.